Terima kasih, Welly. Thank you so much for the kind introduction, and thank you for Canadian Education International Indonesia for inviting me to share this morning. Sebentar ya, let me share my screen. Oh yeah, I will be speaking mix ya in bahasa Indonesia and English, but we'll see ya. Sometimes I have default setting to speak in English. So I'll mix with some bahasa Indonesia. So today we're going to have a very interactive workshop. So what does it mean? It means that you have to participate, you have to interact, you have to be here with me. Yeah. So, and I will ask a few questions throughout the presentation, and I want you to put your answers on the on the chat box. So that's one of the ways you can be active and interactive with me. Yeah. So I am joining this morning from Jambi. Yeah, a city in South Sumatra, if you don't know where Jambi is. And I want you to put it on the chat where or which city are you joining me from this morning. Ayo, sekarang lagi di mana? Put on the chat box. Sekarang lagi di mana? Tangerang, Jakarta. Coba aku mau lihat. Bogor, oh Medan, ada Medan juga. Solo, Bandung. Waduh, keren banget. Kupang. Waduh, Madura. Oh my God, I love sate Madura. Banjarnegara. Oh my God, amazing. Semarang, dari mana lagi? Sulawesi, Batam. Oh my God. So, Papua. Oh my God, yay. Ini benar-benar dari timur ke barat ya. Bali. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday morning. Merauke. Oh my God. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Ini agak rame ya. So we have about 85 people in the room now. So I'm very, very excited. Okay. Jadi aku bacain judul workshop hari ini ya. Judulnya Create a Powerful Personal Statement for Your Application Success. Jadi udah dilihat nih dari judulnya, we know that we're gonna talk about how to write a powerful personal statement. Bukan cuma any personal statement, but how to write a powerful personal statement. Tujuannya apa? So that you can achieve sukses lah for your application and college admission. Gitu ya. With me, Linda Bong. Okay, let's see. Okay, so biasanya di workshop aku, di kelas aku, in any online, offline event that I'm running, I have 3 different requirements, and I hope that you will sort of respect them and follow them and honor them. Gampang kok, requirement-nya nggak susah ya. So the first requirement is to be like this lion. Okay, you see him ya. So relax and chill. So I want you to relax. Yeah, so you can do that by stretching, you can take some deep breaths, you can move, you can dance, you can move to a more comfortable chair. Kenapa sih penting banget relax? Jadi waktu kita relax itu we are more open to receive gitu ya. And you are more open to absorb more information. Jadi itu bagus banget. And also one of the things that I always tell my clients, kalau mereka nulis ya personal statement atau apapun, baiknya relax karena hasilnya pasti lebih oke, ya. Jadi tapi jangan ketiduran ya. Oke, relax aja. So we're going to have a lot of fun. It's Saturday morning. I'm sure you had a long week. Stres banget mungkin ya dari Senin sampai Jumat. So today, just relax aja. We're going to have a lot of fun. Okay, the second requirement, ini penting banget, is to have an open mind and an open heart. Sama. Jadi kalau kita semuanya open, we can receive more. Jadi kayak pintu ini benar-benar kebuka. Tapi yang kalau lagi sakit hati, ya paling nggak 2 jam kemudian ke depan di open mind and heart ya. Oke, and terakhir requirement-nya, syaratnya adalah I want you to be here now. Memang kadang-kadang kita banyak banget pikiran ini itu, aduh ini mau siang nanti mau makan apa ya, aduh PR belum selesai dan lain-lain. But I want you for the next 2 hours, kalau bisa, just be here and just be in this moment and just be with me, gitu ya. biar dapat hasilnya lebih maksimal. Kalau bisa jangan main HP atau sosmed gitu-gitu ya. Jadi just focus and be with me gitu ya. Jadi itu 3 requirement-nya. Bisa ya? Hopefully you can all do this. We can all do this. So we have the most amazing workshop untuk kita semua. Also, I want to share bahwa I always believe in holistic approach. In everything I do, aku biasanya menyeluruh ya pendekatannya. Jadi kalau bisa dibilang mind, body, and soul kayak gitu ya. Jadi mungkin there are a few things that I will share today. Mungkin kalian udah tahu, and you're thinking, oh my God, Miss Linda, like I know that, right? Because it's common sense, and maybe you've heard it, you've learned it. Tapi I will cover the basics, karena basics are really important, and the basics adalah pondasi foundations of everything. So I will remind you of the basics, but ada hal-hal tertentu yang aku akan share dan kalian pikir that's interesting, kayak aku kayaknya nggak kepikiran itu akan masuk ke jadi bahan untuk personal statement workshop gitu ya. But I feel that a lot of different factors actually contribute to your application success. So I'm going to talk about those too. Jadi just keep an open mind and a heart, because some of the things might be new to you gitu ya. Jadi kita terbuka untuk belajar hari ini. Oke. Okay, a little bit about my story. Memang Pak Weli udah jelasin tadi secara singkat ya, my background lah ya gitu ya. So I want to share a little bit of my story. Jadi actually when I grew up, I never dreamt about studying abroad. Aku nggak pernah kepikiran mau kuliah ke luar negeri. Why? Because I come from a very humble beginning. Aku orang kampung, tinggal di kampung in a very small village gitu ya, 4 hours from Palembang. So I never thought about studying abroad. Jadi my first glimpse of the world itu was through a news program. Itu judulnya Dunia Dalam Berita ya. If you know, maybe you guys don't know if you're so young. Yang udah umur seumuran aku masih ingat dulu ya, di TVRI ada program Dunia Dalam Berita. And my mom loved watching the news. Jadi that was sort of my first glimpse of the world. And then at the age of 17, I moved to Jakarta gitu ya, kuliah, terus dapat beasiswa ya. Berbeasiswa, I got my first scholarship kuliah. Terus waktu setelah at the end of a few years before I graduated, terus setelah itu I started teaching bahasa Indonesia untuk expats yang tinggal di Jakarta. And I started seeing more of the world because I had students from all over the world, dari Prancis, dari Israel, Palestine, China, Japan, you name it. I had so many students from all over the world, and that's sort of my second phase of globalization, like looking at the world in a bigger picture. And I learned a lot from my students, yeah. And one of my students actually told me about a scholarship in the US. So I got my second scholarship, and I taught Bahasa Indonesia at the University of Florida. And then later on, I got another scholarship. So you can call me a scholarship magnet lah ya. To finish my master's at the University of Florida, yeah. And I had a lot of international friends, always surrounded by international experience after that. Setelah itu kan continued working in education, especially higher education. I work for the UK education, Canadian education, I'm US educated. So sort of really shaped me to who I am today. So today I want to share with you that I have read so many stories of that students wrote untuk college application and scholarship application. So I've read stories of joy, stories of sorrow, stories of struggle, stories of triumphs, yeah, and they really touch me, my brain and my heart. Some touch both of my brain and my heart. And I'm really excited now to support students in their sort of journey of writing their story, yeah, not only personal statement, writing their story. to manifest the dream university, especially overseas. And since my last career was working with a Canadian university, UBC, University of British Columbia. So I have a very deep passion also for Canadian education, because I believe that it's definitely one of the most excellent choices that you can have, yeah, in terms of studying abroad. Okay, so that's a little bit of my story. So that's enough about me. I'm gonna move on to my next slide. Okay, before we start, I have 3 very important questions that I would like to ask you, and I hope that everyone will put the answer on the chat box. Yeah. The first question: how badly do you want to study abroad? Yeah. So you can put 0 to 10, 10 being, oh my God, I want it so badly, to 0, no, I don't really want it. But why are you here then? Around maybe 7, okay lah, I somehow want it. So how badly do you want to study abroad? How badly do you want to study in Canada? Yeah. How badly do you want to study at the University of Toronto or UBC or Waterloo? I want it so badly 10. Oh, okay. A lot of 10. We have also 7, 100. 100. Keren, keren, keren. Wah, ini 1 juta nih. Aduh, gila, keren banget. So put it on the chat box. Berapa, how much ya? Waduh. Gila nih, keren banget nih. Berarti semuanya semangat banget ya. Ada yang 11. Okay, excellent. Okay, good. This is important because if you want something so badly, you will work your best to achieve this, right? Kalau kayak 7, and you should ask yourself, why 7? Why not 10 out of 10? Okay, ask yourself this question. Okay, the second question is I want to ask you, what is your purpose? What is your goal? Pasti ada tujuannya dong. And don't tell me maybe your purpose is, I want to make my mother happy because she wants me to study in Canada, for example. Or maybe because I want to go overseas or abroad because I just don't want to live with my parents. Contohnya kayak gitu ya. Jadi nggak ada good or bad purpose sih ya. Tujuan yang baik atau jelek tuh nggak ada sebenarnya. Cuma ada kayak strong purpose sama weak purpose. Strong purpose itu kayak I want to study in Canada because I want to learn about sustainability, so I can bring that to Indonesia and make Indonesia more sustainable in different ways, for example. So that's sort of a strong purpose, right? The purpose can be for yourself, can be for others, can be for the society or for the whole world. Gitu ya. I want you to put on the chat. Learn the knowledge, okay lah. Learn more and help the world. Okay, climate change and sustainable knowledge. Okay, good. Culture, science, more increase skill and expand the connection. Very nice. Carissa bilang, meet different culture and broaden opportunities. Very good. Dewi bilang gini nih, Canada is a safe country, so I believe I can study there. Yes, Canada is definitely one of the safest options that you can go to. Apalagi nih? PR. Oh, kenapa? Oh, PR. Oh, sorry. Permanent residence. Okay, also possible in Canada. Very good. Going out of my comfort zone. Okay. Okay lah. For better future. Okay, live abroad. Okay, thank you for sharing your purpose. Very, very, very good. Yeah, very good. I'm glad that you guys know what you want. At least. Okay, now, the next question. This is a very important question. What's stopping you? Kira-kira what is stopping you from achieving your goal? It can be internal, gitu ya. Kayak this little boy, maybe you feel that you are small, that you are not big enough or you are strong enough to achieve your goal. Some students, some of my clients, they don't feel that their English is good enough to study overseas, ya. Mungkin juga ada external factors, kayak finance, for example, right? Maybe you don't have the financial capacity to go overseas. So I want you to put on the chat box. Kira-kira apa sih challenges or blockages that might stop you from studying in Canada or going to the university that you want overseas? Kira-kira apa? Bisa juga eksternal. For example, I know that for some people like leaving their family is such a difficult thing, gitu kan? Ada di beberapa budaya kita kan we are very family oriented. Kayaknya tinggal jauh dari keluarga itu, aduh susah banget, gitu ya. So maybe that's also one of the reasons that might be stopping you. Terus coba kita lihat self doubt. Iya, bener banget. Banyak banget dari kita yang kayaknya ragu gitu ya, galau gitu ya. Finance, ini banyak juga. Parents, being far from family. Nah, ini banget nih kan. Kayaknya Kanada tuh kan jauh banget ya for some people. Kayaknya di peta tuh kayak the other side of the world gitu kan. Biarpun actually when you fly, it's sort of the same like as if you go to Europe or to the US. It's very similar. Yeah. So government insecurities, apalagi the fear that I would fail to obtain it. Nah, ini nih. Banyak dari kita yang takut, fear of being rejected, for example. Takutnya ditolak sama UBC gitu ya. So so insecurity, ya banyak banget. So now tanpa kalian sadari all of this lack of self confidence, ya ini banyak banget nih. Tanpa kalian sadari, a lot of these things actually might stop you from getting what you want. So I want you to start thinking about it, and kalau bisa clear all of them before you submit your application. Karena itu mungkin bisa benar-benar stop you ya. Expensive, iya banyak banget cara menuju Roma ya. Canada is actually one of the most affordable options. Gitu. Thank you ya for sharing your personal opinions and states. Aku lanjut ya. Terus, okay. Finally, we get to the main point, writing a personal statement. Kayaknya sekarang bukan writing lagi ya, tapi typing ya, typing a personal statement. Now, kita jadi balik, biasanya aku suka breakdown, I like to break down the terminology. Jadi kita akan ngomongin writing pasti. I also want to ask you, it's a personal statement. Ya, jadi a personal, apa sih, before we do that, what is a personal statement? So basically a personal statement is an essay that you have to write for a college application or atau scholarship application to demonstrate or to show that you are a good fit for that particular university or scholarship. Ya, jadi itu personal statement sebenarnya. Dan terminologinya very different. Ada namanya beda-beda kadang-kadang ya. Some call it personal profile. Contohnya di UBC, they call it personal profile. Terus some call it letter of intent or motivation letter or study plan, whatever lah. It's pretty much similar. So we're gonna talk about all of those, yeah, in writing a personal statement. Okay, the second word is personal. What does it mean sih? Personal ya artinya it's about you, ya. Jadi isi esainya tuh bukan tentang orang lain. Isi esainya is about you. It's about the real you, the authentic you, and the unique you. Okay, some of my clients always fall into the trap of writing about other people. Misalnya they started talking about their family. Terus tiba-tiba esainya isinya tentang their family. I'm like, hey, they want to know about you. Jadi it should be all about you. Jadi ini saatnya kalian promosi jualan kerennya kalian tuh apa? What's your highlights gitu ya? What do you want them to know about you yang paling hebat deh? Gitu ya. So it's an opportunity for you to promote yourself. Gitu ya. Okay, what about a statement? What is a statement? I want you to make a statement lah. I want you to be like this elephant. I want you to be powerful, and I want you to stand out. Yeah, because you are competing with a lot of people. So if you are not standing out, if you are not unique, if you are just like the other students, why would the college admissions choose you? Apalagi kalau nggak pakai ke beasiswa, aduh itu malah lebih berat lagi. So you really have to like show your power, ya, show your power. Jadi bukan saatnya untuk, I always tell my clients, it's not the time to be humble. Tapi you don't have to be arrogant, but you know you have to promote yourself, yeah. But it's not the time for you to be humble. Okay, so those are personal statement basically, right? Okay, so I'm gonna share now a few of tips, insights, practical tips gitu ya, how to write a personal statement dan lain-lain ya. Oke, yang pasti yang paling penting adalah you have to start, and you have to start early as possible, because it takes time to write a personal statement. Bahkan some of us, for me, okay lah, I love writing. So for me, I can just write gitu ya. Pokoknya satu hari bisa satu buku kali. But for some of us, it's really difficult to write. And I acknowledge that, because some of my clients, I learned that some people just really struggle to write. So if you don't start early, you will not finish when the deadline comes gitu ya. So you have to start early and just start aja. I'll give some tips later on what to do. Okay. Now the other thing that I believe, this is one of the approaches that I use a lot. I know that maybe other people don't always use this. I love story, and I feel that everyone loves a story gitu ya. Everyone loves storytelling. Bahkan kalau mungkin kalian pernah dengar bahwa storytelling is the best marketing gitu ya. And kayaknya kalau di dunia ini banyak banget dari kita mungkin termasuk saya kadang-kadang suka baca gosip gitu ya. And it's not because we like to be kepo, actually. It's because we love stories. What's the story about Joe Jonas with siapa nama istrinya itu, Priyanka Chopra, for example. So you just want to hear stories. We crave for stories. Humans crave stories. So I always tell my clients to share a story waktu mereka nulis personal profile. Yeah, so you can take this approach too if that fits you. Okay, story is so powerful. Story is very, very powerful. So because I believe in stories, I believe that semua personal statement, semua story gitu ya, or a hero's journey, some people like to call it a hero's journey, itu sebenarnya ada 3 bagian in any story or any personal statement. Ada beginning, ada middle, ada ending. Bener nggak? In any story pasti ada gini. Jadi ada beginningnya, biasanya introduction, right? You want to introduce yourself and why you're applying to this university and this particular major. Terus ada middle. Middle itu isinya detail, semua yang kalian detail mau masukin. Terus ada endingnya, kayak conclusionnya, summary-nya dan lain-lain. Jadi kurang lebih kayak gitu. Jadi kalau kalian bingung, how do I write this personal statement or story? Paling nggak ada 3 struktur yang you will never fail kalau kalian ngikutin ini, ya, beginning, middle, and ending. It's pretty straightforward dan pretty common sense lah ya. We all know this, I guess. Okay, the next thing I want you to remember is to consider your audience. So many of my clients waktu nulis nggak kepikiran put their perspective in the reader perspective. Ngerti nggak? Jadi waktu kita nulis kadang-kadang kita lupa to think about who is reading my personal statement. Will they understand, what I'm trying to say in my personal statement? Bahkan ada clients aku gitu ya, nulis ada bagian yang di bahasa Indonesia, in bahasa Indonesia, as if they will understand bahasa Indonesia. And please try to put yourself also in the reader's perspective gitu ya. Waktu baca ini, mereka kira-kira ngerti nggak esai kalian? And waktu kalian jadi pembaca, of course, ya, like me, I'm a reader. I want to read something interesting. I've read so many personal profiles waktu I work for UBC. Sometimes I had to read like 20 in one day, gitu kan. Udah capek gitu kerja kan dari jam pagi sampai jam 4, tiba-tiba, oh my God, I have 1 hour to read 20 personal profiles. Bayangin gitu ya, kalau if I read something really interesting, like, oh my God, this is so good. Oh yeah, amazing. Ada juga like this lady, like, oh my God, kayaknya mau ngantuk gitu bacanya ya, karena it's not well thought of. Ya, jadi kayak studinya itu not even trying gitu. Kelihatan banget dari essay if you're trying or not trying in writing your personal statement. It really shows. So I want you to do that. Consider your audience, ya. Ini yang penting juga adalah do your research. A big part of acing your personal statement is doing your research about, the university that you're applying to, about the major or the program that you are particularly interested in, about courses, kira-kira mata kuliahnya apa, maybe research, professors, banyak banget. So you have to do your research, and in the personal profile, you can actually show the college admission that you have done your research. And if you can show it on your personal profile, that's really, really powerful. Yeah, it's really, really powerful. So, sekarang mah enak banget ya, with technology, you can just Google everything. Website-nya kayaknya udah jelas banget. You can go to YouTube, watch a lot of different videos, Reddit, banyak banget. So many resources. So use them because they will help you get what you want. All right. Now, I want you to also realize, ini penting banget karena people don't think about this, and I don't think a lot of people really care about this or even know about this, right? Remember that words carry vibration. What does it mean? Jadi kata-kata yang kita pilih itu penting juga untuk menyampaikan apa yang kita mau. Ya. I always tell my clients kalau bisa use positive vibrational words. Ya, use positive vibrational words. Avoid negative words. Bukan berarti nggak boleh pakai kata-kata yang berkonotasi negatif, tapi itu decrease the energy of your essay secara kalian nggak sadari. Ya. And also, some essays aku baca itu kayaknya banyak banget personal judgment ya. Jadi misalnya ada klien yang bilang, oh iya kalau my classmates itu males banget, they don't do their project, for example, but me, I always do it, willingly segala macam. But he didn't realize that he was putting his personal judgment in the essay. Ngerti nggak ya? And that's not really that's not going to positively support your essay. Okay, so I'm gonna do a short exercise. Jadi aku akan lakuin a short exercise to show this to you. So I want you briefly, I'm gonna say 2 groups of words ya ke kalian, 2 set of words. Terus aku pengen kalian connect to your body, your mind, and your heart, and then feel about these words. Jadi rasakan sensasinya, terus ngelihat apa dampak yang kalian rasakan di badan kalian dari perasaan kalian waktu kalian dengarkan kata-kata ini, when you listen to these words. So I want you to close your eyes sebentar ya. Just close your eyes kalau boleh. Close your eyes and just feel how you feel and your reaction waktu kalian dengar kata-kata ini. Ya, I'm gonna say the first set. Ya, so ready? Close your eyes. So let me start. Okay. Misery, sadness, disaster, difficult, disease, pain, guilt, anger. Okay, connect. I want you to put on the chat how you feel when you hear these words. How did your body react? How did your mind react when I say those words? Coba ya, you can put it on the chat. Negativity, gloomy mood at an instant. Exactly, right? Yeah, gloomy mood at an instant. Yeah. What else do you feel? Uncomfortable. Yeah, scared, burdened. Exactly. I felt like I'm being pressured. Yeah, bad vibes. Exactly, right? Exactly. Heavy heart, pressed. You see? You see the vibration? This courage. I felt lost. Yeah. I hear you because I felt it too. I felt everything that you felt. Okay? Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay, now I'm gonna say the second set of words. And I want you to close your eyes again briefly and just relax your body. Just connect to your heart, connect to your body, connect to your mind, and just observe the sensation that these words are giving you. Yeah? You ready? Just gonna start saying them now. Happiness, success, celebration, joy, abundance, prosperity, wealth, healthy. Okay, just connect and see how you feel. If you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I want you to put on the chat, how did these words make you feel? Inviting, joy, excited, inspired, empowered. I feel bright, positive vibes all around, peace, optimism, lightened, and motivated. What else? What else do you feel? Confident, yes. Happiness, content. Exactly, right? You see? So when you write your personal profile, do you want your personal profile to give the effect or the impact of like the first group of words or the second group of words? Yeah, strength to move forward. Thank you so much for sharing. That's what I mean. So I hope you get my point. Yeah, quite a interesting exercise, eh? I really enjoy doing this. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna share a very top secret. You can call it top secret. Okay. This is my writing mantra. And I'm sharing this to you all today. I'm really excited. I hope you adopt my writing mantra. It's called details, details, and details. That is my writing mantra. Yeah, so I want you to put as much. Wow, we have 100 people in the room now. Excellent. So my writing mantra must work really well. So I want you to think about details and how details are so important in supporting your essays. Aku tahu ya di bahasa Indonesia itu banyak banget dari kita yang suka ngecap atau ngawang-ngawang gitu ya. Itu nggak bisa di personal statement. You have to be detailed dan harus specific. Ya. And your sensory itu crave sensory experience. You crave sensory experience. You want to know how it feels, what it sounds like, what it smells like, kayak gitu ya. Our body just crave for this sort of sensory experience, and we can do this through writing. Okay? Terus yang penting banget, student itu suka lupa kayak a lot of people really focus on the what, gitu ya. Misalnya pertanyaannya tentang you have to show a leadership, for example, right? So they are so busy writing about the leadership role. But I want you to focus on the lesson learned. What did you learn from the leadership experience? Jadi it's not about the leadership role. It's about what leadership has taught you. What lessons did you learn from that experience? Itu sebenarnya yang lebih penting, yang mau dilihat sama readers, the college admissions. All right, so focus on the lessons learned. But Miss, I don't know what was the lessons. Well, you have to dig deeper, my dear. Selalu ada pelajaran yang kalian dapatkan. For example, you are busy in the student council, for example, right? So maybe the lesson for you was how to communicate and express yourself in a group setting or with your peers, for example, right? Maybe your lesson was how to work together in harmony with your classmates, for example, right? So there's so many lessons that you have learned throughout your lives. Itu sebenarnya yang paling penting. Basically, our assistant is just to learn and grow, right? And if you can, convey that in your personal profile, that will be very powerful. Okay, now I'm going to share some of the technical tips, which are also very important in writing a personal statement. Dan ini sebenarnya it's quite common sense dan harusnya kita semua tahu gitu ya. Tapi when I work with my clients, sering banget mereka they don't really think about this dan do not follow these rules gitu ya. So I'm gonna share, the first one is quite obvious actually. Stay within the word limit. In a lot of essays, itu sudah jelas, that you can write, misalnya mereka minta 500 words. So you have to respect that and do not write beyond 500 words. Kalau misalnya diminta 500, aku biasanya kasih guideline itu sekitar 450 sampai 490 lah. For example jangan sampai kayak 499 oke lah kalau memang kepepet banget Kalau kayaknya penting banget nih harus bisa masuk, oke. Tapi stay within the word limit. Jangan juga terlalu sedikit. Jadi misalnya minta 500 cuma dikasih 100 sama kalian nulisnya cuma 100. That's too short, So you want to be close but not exceeding the word limit. Penting. Dan some universities they also require word limitnya bukan word tapi kayak character limit Character limit juga biasanya ada juga beberapa university yang pakai character limit. So respect that. Okay, very important. The next technical tip, ini penting banget dan ini juga kadang-kadang suka dilupakan sama banyak students. Read the prompt or the question a few times before you write and when you are finished. Jadi pastikan kalian mengerti apa yang diminta. Make sure you understand the question or the prompt. Make sure that you answer the prompt, gitu kan? Jadi yang ditanyanya apa, jangan jawab yang lain. Okay? And after you finish your essay, setelah selesai nih, balik lagi, baca prompt atau questionnya, and then ask yourself, have I answered the question? Have I satisfied the question? Very important. Very important. Tapi sering banget lupa nih student So make sure you do that. Okay? Okay, ini juga penting banget. Karena if you're applying to university overseas, yang di luar negeri, di Kanada especially, atau beasiswa gitu yang di luar negeri, you have to write in English, bener nggak? So I want to remind you this very important fakta, penting banget, you have to know. English is not bahasa Indonesia. I repeat, English is not bahasa Indonesia. Kayaknya satu kali lagi. English is not bahasa Indonesia. Oke? Kayaknya cukup ya. Jadi, what I want you to realize bahwa dua bahasa ini adalah dua bahasa yang berbeda, bukan yang satu lebih baik dari yang lain. Mereka, they each has its own strength and beauty and uniqueness, gitu and excellent quality. Tapi they are different languages. Bahasa Indonesia biasanya, maaf lebih bertele-tele, lebih panjang, gitu Kalau misalnya buku bahasa Inggris 100 halaman diterjemahin ke bahasa Indonesia, jadi 150 halaman, gitu Bahasa it's okay gitu I also I prefer to speak in English memang kadang-kadang because I am a quite straightforward person and I want to cepet gitu kan. Pokoknya I convey my message quickly gitu kan. Makanya I prefer to speak in English. English is very concise. Condensed banget bahasa Inggris. So you can say a lot of things in such short sentence. Nah, this is actually amazing. Karena waktu kalian nulis personal statement, kalian kan dikasih cuma sedikit biasanya space-nya. 500 kata lah, atau 750, atau 700, dan lain-lain. So you don't have a lot of space. But because English is so concise and so condensed, you can actually almost say everything that you want to say in that short space. Actually, that is a strength. And if you know how to do that, then you'll nail your personal statement. You will have a powerful personal statement. Yeah? Okay, cool. All right. The next tip. Apa lagi nih ya? Sampai lupa. Oh ya, some of the approaches that I wish to share with you, dan ini lumayan penting dan dipakai banyak orang, ya. And it's also quite famous lah. I'm sure you, after I show it to you, maybe you know already. You can use the STAR approach. STAR itu apa sih? Situation, task, action, and result. So maybe you were asked to show your achievement, for example. This works really well when you want to show your achievement. So you can create that by showing a certain situation and the task that you're given, and then what you did, and then what was the result of it. Yeah. So you can use this approach. This approach is used by bukan cuma untuk nulis essay, banyak banget ya. Everything, a lot of people use this because it's quite a famous and a pretty good approach to adopt. Situation, task, action, and result. The other approach is called SMART. This is particularly good kalau kalian diminta untuk to write about your goal. Biasanya in some universities you need to write about your goal, especially like scholarship atau master's application, apalagi ya. So some college application also, mereka nanya, what is your goal? What do you want to do? Gitu kan? Bisa minta short term goal, medium term goal, atau even long term goal. So you can use this approach. Yeah, I want you to be specific. It has to be measurable. Your goal has to be measurable. It has to be achievable. It has to be realistic and timely. Jadi kalian nggak bisa misalnya, oh I want to go to UBC because after I graduate, I can develop Indonesia, for example. But how? How will you develop Indonesia? When? Exactly what will you do? Yeah, it has to be realistic. So one of my clients is applying to aerospace engineering, for example, right? And one of his dreams is to build a economic commercial plane that can travel and land easily on remote areas. Karena Indonesia itu kan negara kepulauan ya, jadi memang logistics is one of our challenges lah, ya. Jadi makanya di beberapa tempat kan harga kayak di Papua gitu kan, dan lain-lain, beberapa Sulawesi mungkin ya, Kalimantan, harga barang itu kan mahal banget ya, karena logistik is very expensive, dan kadang-kadang memang sulit kan. So he really wants to do that. He wants to build device commercial plane gitu yang ekonomis dan bisa landing easily di tempat-tempat yang sulit dijangkau supaya harga barang bisa turun dan dia bisa membantu banyak orang di Indonesia, for example, right? Is it achievable? Kapan kira-kira? What is his timeline? Is it realistic? Gitu ya. Karena dia pintar banget sih, so maybe it's pretty realistic. So I want you to follow this approach. It's pretty good to use, yeah. The one last approach that I'm going to share, and I love using this because I use this all the time. Kayaknya nggak selalu, but I often use this. Is called the necklace approach. Necklace approach ini how you bring the whole story jadi satu kesatuan. Terus di akhir cerita, you actually connect it back to the beginning. I'll show you an example nanti ya. Jadi ada satu contoh essay yang aku akan share itu pakai necklace approach ini. Ya, jadi kita lihat. Itu some of the technical tips that is pretty good. Oh, one last thing, ternyata ada satu lagi. Some students or clients itu struggle, mereka nggak tahu how to start gitu. Gimana sih mulai nulis? Aku nggak tahu kira-kira how, kayak mulai aja sulit. Mungkin kalian udah tahu ini ya, sering juga pakai itu strategi mind mapping. Mind mapping itu berarti misalnya kalian disuruh menulis tentang kalian, how do you describe yourself, gitu kan? So you have kayaknya, aduh apa ya, nulis apa ya? So you can do mind mapping. Kalian bisa tulis kira-kira poin apa yang tiba-tiba keluar aja, tulis aja gitu poin-poinnya. Nanti kalian kategoriin bersama, terus tulis. Nanti kalian bisa jadiin itu jadi satu cerita yang utuh, ya. So you can use this too. And I'm sure that some of you probably use this quite often, ya. So mind mapping is pretty good. For natural writers, untuk penulis yang memang sudah natural, like I don't really do mind mapping so much, gitu ya. I just start writing, tiba-tiba nanti I just put everything together. I don't do this often, but I know for some people, it's really helpful untuk mereka. Yeah, so you can do this. Naturally, I'm very organized, like even in my head. I'm also an organizer. Oke, gitu ya kira-kira. Jadi itu tips kurang lebih dan lain-lain. Nah, nanti setelah ini aku ada beberapa pertanyaan sebelum kita lihat contoh essay, dan aku juga mau kalian invite you to also share your essay untuk kita evaluasi, and if you wish I can also give some feedback, ya. I'll share with you what nanti kira-kira ngapain kita, ya. Okay, before that I have 3 quiz questions. Waduh, ternyata masih ada quiz ya. Kirain hari ini libur sekolah. So I have 3 questions. Tiba-tiba kayak quiz ya. Aku mau tanya kalian, kira-kira kan kalian udah dengerin ya dari tadi pagi. Ini udah masih pagi ya. Udah dengerin dari tadi. Jadi aku mau tahu kira-kira did you get my points gitu ya? Kira-kira kalian dapat nggak sih yang aku jelasin tadi? So the first question. Wah, excited nih. I always love giving quiz or tests to students. Okay, what is the most valuable piece of writing? Ini bukan cuma personal statement. What is the most valuable piece of a writing or a personal statement atau essay? Where is the diamond in a writing or in a personal statement? Coba kalian taruh di chat. Yang bisa menebak, bisa ikut Virtual Canada Fair next week gratis. Gratis ya. Details, authenticity, be yourself, beginning because it attracts readers. Okay, purpose, storytelling, be true and authentic about writing, starting early. Waduh, positivity. Kayaknya tadi ada yang benar, udah the hook and the content. Okay, cool, very good. Okay, some of you got it right loh. Ada tadi Kiara Ang sama Michael, ya Olsen ya kayaknya yang benar kayaknya. Very good. The most valuable piece of any writing or any personal profile is the beginning. The first sentence, the first 2 or 3 sentences, the first paragraph is the most important part of your personal statement or writing. Because it's the hook. Tadi siapa yang bilang tadi? Michael ya. It's the hook of your essay. It's what attracts the reader. After the reader reads the first sentence or the first paragraph, they will already decide whether this is a piece of diamond or a piece of shit, for example. Sorry, pardon the language. Yeah, so they already know. Jadi when you write your personal statement or your writing, you need to spend a very serious amount of time to evaluate your beginning. Ya, itu penting banget. Your opening line penting banget. Karena that is yang bikin reader excited to read the rest of your essay. Kalau kalian nonton YouTube juga kayak gitu kan. Kalau kalian nonton video kan, the first 30 seconds already you decide lah whether you want to continue watching it or not. Bener nggak? Gitu ya. Okay. So that's very important. Very good. Kalian pandai-pandai ya, kalian. Very smart. Okay, next question. What is the second most valuable piece of your writing or your personal statement? Okay, put on the chat. Put on the chat. What is the second most valuable piece of your personal statement or your writing? I haven't seen anything. Ending, details, middle, the flow. Apa nih? What is the second most valuable piece of the story? Okay. Come on, come on. What else? Guess, guess, guess. Ayo, 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 ayo. Ini penting banget loh. So you know which parts of your essays that you need to work on. Actually, everything, see. But at least like, you know, you need to know. Okay, I'll reveal ya, reveal the answer. The second most valuable piece of writing is, kok nggak nyari ini, klik. The ending, the closing. Ya, ini penting banget. Jadi, ini salah satu yang paling sulit loh. How to end it memorably. Ya, so when you end, right, you want to be memorable. Jadi waktu orang setelah baca tuh dia inget, oh iya itu essay yang tentang noodle bukan? I read a very interesting essay about a noodle yang student tulis gitu kan. And I was like, oh that's the noodle essay. Jadi you want it to be memorable, especially the ending, karena setelah selesai orang selesai baca, itu impression yang kalian taruh di orang itu, ngerti nggak? Ya. Jadi it's like putting the icing on the cake. Kayak gitu ya, the finishing touch. Itu penting banget. And I know it's pretty very difficult sometimes. But we'll look at some examples and I'll show you how you can make it work. Okay? One more question. Asik. The middle part of your essay should have all apa? Put it on the chat. Harusnya tahu nih, gampang banget. It is my writing mantra. The details. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, you've been listening, yeah? That's good. I'm so happy you guys have been listening and you got this right. Jadi middle-nya itu semua details, detail. Yang kalian mau masukin ke sana. Okay, should have all the details. Very good. Okay, before we go to the examples, I have a few quotes from a couple of the best. Oh, tapi nggak ada yang Canadian writer ya, aku lupa ya, sorry. A couple of the best writers in the world. Ini ada Ernest Hemingway. Nggak apa-apa lah, sama-sama North America ya. US, dari America, very famous writer lah, Ernest Hemingway. Mungkin maybe you've read his writings also, his books. And Ernest Hemingway is famous untuk tulisan yang sangat sederhana, simple. Jadi dia itu kalau baca karya Ernest itu enak banget bacanya, kayak gampang banget gitu, gampang dibaca, nggak ribet gitu ya. But Ernest works hard to make sure that his writing is simple, ya. Just because it's simple, it doesn't mean it's not difficult to write. Okay, and this is one of his most famous quotes lah, and I always remember this always as a writer. He said, the first draft of anything is shit. Okay? Jadi, when you write, do not submit your first draft. Again, do not submit your first draft. Because most likely, your first draft is not going to be the best version of your essay. Yeah? So continuing this sentiment, I have another quote from a very famous English writer, Roald Dahl. Maybe you have read his books too, like Charlotte's Web, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, gitu-gitu ya. Very famous. He said, there is no such thing as good writing. Good writing is essentially rewriting. Okay, so this is a very, very powerful quote. There is no such thing as good writing. Good writing is essentially rewriting. Do you know the two keys on my keyboard that I use the most when I write? Delete and backspace. Delete, backspace. Delete, backspace. because I continue rewriting my writing. Jadi your writing transforms and progress. Makanya tadi aku bilang start early. Because you want to work on them. You have to rewrite them. You have to edit them. Writing is very enjoyable. Editing and rewriting is a different case, ya. But you need to do that. Ya, jadi penting banget. And one last thing is, I want you to edit and proofread your essays. Jadi penting banget diedit, diliatin. And if possible, ya, minta orang lain untuk baca dan proofread and give you feedback. I provide a professional support for this, yeah. And you can also do that if you wish, yeah. Ask for a professional support, atau tanya guru bahasa Inggris kalian, atau saudara, atau your parents if your parents know English quite well. Make sure that you ask other people. Karena kadang-kadang when we write, itu tuh kita so engrossed in our writing that we don't really see things that maybe other people see. Gitu ya. I work with an editor. Aku nulis dan editor aku he's American dan he's very established journalist juga. He has won many writing awards. Jadi when he sees my writing, he's able to see things that I don't see kadang-kadang, and it's really important for you to do that. Yeah, so I'm very blessed and grateful to have him as my editor, and I can be your editor too if you wish. Yeah. Okay, before we go into the examples, I have one short video I wish to share with you, and after this we'll look at some examples, and I want you to also, if you have your writings gitu ready, you can also share kayak the opening aja satu paragraph atau the closing. If you wish, you can put it on the chat or you can private message me or the panitia ya. Kalau malu, if you're shy, and then we'll be able to also evaluate your essays. Kalau kalian nggak tahu, I don't have any piece of writing, Miss, you can also answer this question. Just tell me about yourself in one paragraph. Ya, you share about yourself in one paragraph. One paragraph tuh nggak banyak sih, sekitar 3 sampai 5 kalimat gitu ya. So you can start working on it, and while we are watching this video, don't do it now, later on, ya. I'm gonna do some evaluation of essay examples and after this video, ya. Okay, I think kayaknya tadi aku udah share sound. Ya udah. So I'm gonna share this video. This is a video from UBC, University of British Columbia. Yeah, I used to work for UBC. But this is applicable untuk semua sih, any application, any essay, other university, scholarship, bahkan untuk sekolah bahkan ya. So di UBC itu mereka bilang personal statement itu personal profile, just to give you that context. Jadi mereka jelasin what do they expect for students to write in their personal profile. Oh, before I forget, one thing very important. Not all Canadian universities require essays atau personal profile atau personal statement ya. But some really, most of the top universities will require, to be honest. They will require personal statement or personal essay for some sort. Some programs even require interview. Yeah, some programs university-wide maybe they do not require, but some specific programs might require. Just for your information, yeah. All right. Without further ado, let's watch the video and then we'll evaluate some essays. I'm very excited. Enjoy.
Your personal profile. When you apply to UBC, we look at your personal profile and your academic profile, your grades, to determine if you'll receive an offer of admission and if you qualify for an entrance scholarship. The personal profile is an important part of your application. It's your chance to tell us who you are and what's important to you. Many students who apply to UBC have high grades. A strong or notable personal profile will help set you apart. So, what is the personal profile anyways? It's a series of short essay questions that require you to reflect on your life and the world around you. Everyone's challenges, opportunities, and experiences are different. Help us understand how you have made the most of yours. What are you passionate about or deeply involved in? Is it music or sports or sustainability? Do you volunteer in your community, hold a part-time job, or take care of your siblings after school? We're not looking for certain activities or a long list of achievements. Think about experiences where you've pushed yourself out of your comfort zone or had an impact on those around you. Tell us what you've learned from those experiences. How have they motivated you? How will they make you a successful student at UBC? When answering the personal profile questions, take your time, be specific, and be true to who you are. We want to hear your unique voice. When you're done, proofread your answers and make sure they clearly say what you want to tell us. After you submit your application, your personal profile will be read and reread by trained UBC staff. These evaluations will be considered alongside your academic profile to determine whether you receive an offer of admission. Your academic profile tells us what you've learned in school, but not what you've learned in life. Your personal profile is a chance for UBC to learn what makes you unique. For more information, visit u.ubc.ca.
Okay, so that's a little bit about, hold on.
Your
A little bit about personal profile, yeah. From UBC perspective, which is actually pretty applicable for all universities and all applications that you wish to make. Just a quick information, very quite important. If you're applying for UBC, your personal profile is definitely one of the most important parts of your application. Yeah, your grades are important, of course. You know, your academic achievement is important, but your personal profile also it's not only supporting your application to get admitted, it's actually also supporting you to receive scholarships at UBC. So it's really, really important. I got a lot of, when I used to work for UBC, a lot of students ask me like, Miss, I got it into UBC, my grades are really strong, but why didn't I get a scholarship? And I usually ask the student like, well, how seriously did you work on your personal profile? Yeah, and sometimes I receive silence, yeah, as an answer, because students don't really take it seriously. So I want you to really take it seriously if you wish to get admitted to top universities and even receive a scholarship offer. All right, so I'm going to share a few examples gitu ya, from my clients. So this particular client is applying to the University of Toronto engineering program. And as part of his applications, he's also able to submit a scholarship financial aid form. Yeah, dari University of Toronto Engineering. So University of Toronto is one of the top 3 universities. It's probably the top university in Canada at the moment. Jadi he's applying to this scholarship specific ya. Jadi pertanyaannya, the question is, the promptnya, explain why you need financial support in your first year of studies at the University of Toronto and what your plan is to finance your education if you do not receive need-based assistance. Please include information about extenuating or exceptional circumstances that you would like taken into consideration by the University of Toronto. Terus udah ditulis nih ya, 500 kata maximum, 500 words maximum. So now we don't have a lot of time to sort of look at all the essays lengkapnya ya, but I'm gonna show you the opening and the closing, and I'm gonna use 2 versions here. So let's read the first version, opening. Jadi ini versi yang ditulis oleh student. Now, kayaknya aku memang minta tolong nih sama panitia untuk bacain ya. Kayaknya udah capek nih ngomong. Maybe Welly, do you mind helping me reading this opening paragraph?
Not at all, Indah. You can take a break. Saya bantu bacain ya. For the version 1. Coming from a middle-class family in Jakarta, it was clear that both my parents had to work hard in order to support our family, especially me and my 2 brothers. Through their many struggles, they were able to enroll us in one of the most prominent international schools in the city. Needless to say, I always felt different from other people at school, especially those coming from more privileged and well-off families. I never went on frequent holiday trips to America or Europe. I never had the latest gadgets, nor did I have expensive outfits I could use to go out with. As a result, I was often bullied, shunned, or left out by fellow students because I did not fit in with the. I got something on top of it, so I couldn't read it. What was it? There was a school.
Didn't fit it with them.
Okay, didn't fit in with them. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ellie. So, what do you think of this essay, guys? I want you to type it on the chat. What do you feel about this version? This is the version that a student wrote himself. Welly, you can do you have any opinion maybe about this particular paragraph from your professional point of view?
Kalau saya bandingkan, if I'm comparing, well, not comparing, but if I try to connect this opening version to the one that University of Toronto requests, one impression that I get is, because this is opening, I'm not sure whether he will be talking about the financial plan. If he or she doesn't get the financial aid, I assume he or she will write that in more details in the middle section.
Correct.
But and I think for the opening, it gives a very vivid picture. So it's not just objectively, but it also paint a picture to our readers to sort of like see in terms of the financial need. However, I think the student can better explain herself rather than just sharing about some of her or his personal experience. This is my first impression about it.
Yes.
I wish that he can go into more details that highlight more about the financial needs rather than just mentioning about the privileged trips or the latest gadgets or the expensive outfits. I don't think that quite explains the financial need that the university is looking for. That's my first impression, Linda. Thanks.
Thank you, Ellie. Wah, gila nih, keren banget. We have an expert in the room, ya. We have an expert in the room. So please type on the chat what you feel and what you think of this essay. Ada yang udah tulis ya, pretty straightforward, feels plain. The article has potential resolution the student would do to meet ends. Okay. Oh, guys, please bear in mind, right? The student has 500 words. This is just the opening, ya. So he writes more in the next paragraph in detail with all the details. This is just the opening. So I want to go to the second version. Yeah, I think this is the version that he decided to submit. So I'm just going to share this, and I have also editing some of this. I like the fact I'll share my my feedback later lah. Let's just read the second version first. Mana nih, Mas? Okay. Second version. Okay. Maybe Welly, just finish. Finish reading the second version. Welly, please.
Okay. Second version. Coming from a middle-class family in Jakarta, both of my parents had to work hard to provide for me and my two brothers. Despite many struggles, they were able to enroll us in one of the most prominent international schools in the city. Given my background, I always felt different from the other students, especially those coming from more well-off families. I never went on frequent holiday trips to America or Europe, nor did I have the latest gadgets or the expensive outfits. As a result, I was often bullied and shunned by fellow students because I did not fit in.
How do you feel? Well, it's pretty similar.
It's pretty similar. It seems condensed. It seems more condensed than the first one, but I don't see, major differences between the first and the second.
Okay, very good point. So, thank you so much, Welly. Yang lain, if you have any feedback, you can put it on the chat box. I'm actually hoping that this whole display of the examples will really help you with your own essay. Yeah. So if you have any feedback or if you have any questions in specific about this essay, why this, why that, yeah, you can put it on the chat box, or you can. I think you have the opportunity also to type directly to me ya, kalau kalian malu masih ya, it's okay. So the second version of this essay, I didn't actually do much with this essay, yeah, because I work with the students udah lama, we work on many different essays, and this is one of the final ones. The second, yeah, one of the final ones that we did together. Jadi when we came to this point, I feel that the student is pretty strong with his storytelling. What I really like about this is like he's trying to portray his personal financial state, ngerti nggak? Without making it to apa ya? To pathetic, ngerti nggak? So this student is coming from quite a well-off family, gitu ya. To be honest, he's coming from a pretty well-off family, and he has been studying in international schools for all his life, pretty much, right? But he wants to apply for this scholarship. But he wanted to compare his experience with the other students because he was not as well off, for example, right? And he wanted to share about his experience being bullied and being shunned by his fellow students. And kalau kalian lihat di yang versi pertama, mana ya? Ini versi pertama ke kedua ya. He also wanted to share how the parents actually had to work pretty hard gitu ya to support him and his two brothers, making sure they have all the good education that they need. Okay, so and everyone has their personal opinion. Jadi there is no right or wrong essay, ngerti nggak? There is no like, oh this is how I should write my essay atau this is how you write your essay. Nggak kayak gitu. Each of you has different stories. Each of you has different ways of telling your story. Even when I'm supporting you, I'm just helping you making your story flowing better, kayak lebih condensed, kayak makeover I do. You can say essay makeover lah gitu ya. But I didn't take away your story, ngerti nggak? Ya, because your story is your story. Kalau kalian baca lagi dari apa namanya paragraf ini 4 paragraf ya. Ya, benar 4 paragraf. Ini paragraf pertama, I'm gonna show you the closing. The closingnya juga lebih short gitu ya. Di paragraf kedua dan ketiga memang lebih detail lagi sih. Ya.
Linda, actually, do you mind going back to the first version? I just want to ask something. Saya coba mau tanyakan satu hal, apakah ada reason tertentu?
Ya.
Saya lihat salah satu yang di-remove dari versi pertama itu adalah kalimat ini. Maybe I'm pointing at imaginary things. Tapi saya coba mau tanyakan ke Linda. Needless to say, I always felt different from other people at school. Saya rasa kalimat ini kan tidak ada ya di versi yang kedua ya.
Nggak ada, aku hapus.
Ya, apakah itu karena sometimes one of the things that kita perlu lakukan di opening statement kita seperti yang tadi kamu bilang, kita walaupun tujuannya untuk mendapatkan beasiswa karena financial need, tetapi kita harus come up strong, bukan negatif pada saat kita menulis opening version itu ya.
Betul.
Impresi yang aku dapat waktu ada tulisan ini, I always felt different from other people at school. Terus kalimat endingnya, walaupun it's very strong, yang dia bilang dia often bullied, shunned, or left out because I did not fit in, seakan-akan membuat student ini jadi kesannya agak, I don't know, rasanya jadi agak nggak pede, minder, dan segala macam. And I think that's probably why, I'm not sure, but it's probably why you remove it. Karena kita harus menghindari jangan sampai opening statement kita justru malah exhibit sort of like the negative impression. Jadi kita harus tetap bisa capitalize kondisi kita untuk bisa tetap come out strong di opening statement. Mungkin that's my other observation. And I just want to curious whether you have the same mindset when you edit this opening.
Yes, thank you, Welly. That was really excellent. Kurang lebih seperti itu, Welly. Memang I wanted to remove, ini benar banget nih, ada comment on the chat. Version 2 sounds less self-pity. Ya, jadi I want to remove the patheticness atau the pittiness from the first paragraph, the opening. Jadi aku maunya students memang natural and genuine about his experience, but I wanted it to be more empowering, ya. Dan di version 1 itu kayak waktu bacanya itu kayak agak berat to be honest ya. Rasanya itu kayaknya, aduh berat banget nih, kayaknya kasihan gitu ya. Ada mungkin also you feel pity for the student. Nah, tapi sebenarnya maybe I should share the second paragraph. Karena dia pakai kontras. Jadi first paragraph itu kayaknya a downer, tapi the second paragraph itu harusnya I'll probably share the second paragraph. Dia balikin lagi how he actually came out strong from this experience. Ya. Ya, jadi jadi ini kayak struggles gitu ya, given the background. Tapi setelah ini sebenarnya kita pakai, ini salah satu approach yang kalian bisa pakai juga, itu contrast approach, di mana you share something kayak okay lah, difficult situation that you face, and then the second paragraph, the next thing you do is to contrast that and to show how you overcome these challenges, how you come out strong, how you rise above the drama and everything. Oke, jadi seperti itu ya. Closing, do we have time ya? I'm thinking that I have actually a very good opening. I'll do opening lah. Maybe I'll just forget this closing here because I want to show we're running a little bit out of time. I want to show a master's application. So the student is applying. Nah, yang ini kalian bisa ngeliat transformasinya luar biasa sih kalau yang ini. Kalau tadi sih mungkin nggak terlalu beda. Yang satunya lagi aku want to show because it's such a drastic change dari versi pertama ke versi terakhir. Jadi ini studentnya dari Medan ya, dia apply Master of Engineering in Mining Engineering-nya UBC. Ini program keren banget. When I read this program, I'm like, oh my god, I want to apply to this program. Ini apa coba lihat ya. Ini yang UBC ya, ini UBC, ini S1. Nanti aku mau lihat yang ini ya, focusing. Ini nih. Master's program. Ini promptnya. Please provide a brief statement of your academic and or your professional goals and how this align with this graduate program. Ini enak nih, dia dikasih 1.200. So she can write quite a bit here. So I want to show you the first version, versi pertama nih. Ya, the student wrote. Quite long ya. Jadi mungkin aku minta tolong Livi, boleh tanya dong, boleh minta bantuannya. Dibacakan.
Sure. Layers of rock exposed along the riverbank, indication of geological structure in the form of a reverse fault. The rock layers above and below an erosional boundary have the same orientation. The age of the rock above is older than the rock below. All these questions are always in my head whenever I see an outcrop on hills, cliffs, rivers, and other places to determine what the rocks can tell me about the past. As a geologist, I see mountains, rocks, and earth in a different way. I always see them from a geological perspective.
Okay, so very interesting, right? Geologist, this student is a geologist, right? Got her undergraduate degree in geology. So I want you to put on the chat box how you feel about this opening version. Yeah, Livi, do you have any opinions? Do you have any feedback after you read this essay? Kira-kira kayak gimana?
Sepertinya si student ini curious, orangnya curious banget, dan pastinya dia banyak pengen ketahui lebih detail lagi tentang apa sih sebenarnya yang terjadi di dalam gitu loh.
Very good.
And I think this is quite good karena
Okay.
a lot of impact yang dia yang dia punya selama yang dipikirkan atau yang that he had dia udah tulis di dalam gitu. Jadi intentionally he grabbed the attention kalau menurut aku.
Okay, cool, cool. Thank you, Livy. Yeah, this actually is actually quite interesting, right? Interesting. Mana nih aku baca juga. Coba lihat ya feedback kalian. Rhetorical, ask something in the beginning to grab readers' attention and answer the questions at the last. Ini benar, this person is the student is asking a lot of questions right here. Tapi kalian tahu nggak? Ini the sentence structure-nya itu off banget. There is no sentence structure. I struggled with understanding what the student is trying to say, to be honest. Yeah. Then when you write for personal statement, you have to really pay attention to your grammar, your sentence structure. Ini objek, subjek, verbnya mana, gitu ya? Itu is really difficult. Like the flow, itu susah banget, to be honest ya. Kayak I'm trying to understand. Terus ini sangat technical banget dalam arti memang this is a mining engineering program. Cuma I want the student to do it in a different way. Terus we meet and I give her a feedback. Terus dia come up with version through. Ini aku kasih 3 versi ya yang ini. Remember ya, writing is a process of rewriting and rewriting. Coba kita baca versi 2. Livy, would you mind reading this one too?
I have always been fascinated by nature, rocks, and minerals. I discovered my interest in geology when I visited Toba Lake on a family vacation. It is a huge and deep lake formed by a supervolcanic eruption and resulted in a decrease in average global temperatures for several years. I am curious about its history, and the more I study about Toba Lake, I have a new perspective in seeing nature and the earth. As a geologist, I see mountains, rocks, and earth in a different way. I always see them from a geological perspective, and stories from the earth always amaze me.
Okay. What do you think, guys? Just put it on the chat what you feel. This is after we meet and we talk about the essay, and then I gave her some feedback and then she revised her essay, and this is what she came up with. Livy, how do you feel about this version compared to the first one?
Menurut saya ini sudah lebih sedikit terstruktur. Ya, mungkin seperti yang Ibu Linda bilang, udah ada nih subjek, verb, objek, dan lain-lain. Tapi aku merasa ini impact-nya agak sedikit quite gimana ya, lebih normal ketimbang yang pertama di mana lebih interest kita gitu loh untuk sebagai dia tertarik di sini. Nah, yang kedua ini memang secara struktur dia udah lumayan sudah bagus, teknikalnya juga oke, cuman aku rasa impact-nya kurang. Just like a normal one.
Wah, thank you ya. Ini keren banget nih kalian. I prefer version 1 because it's more interesting, but the sentence structure is better in version 2. Ya, sama ya, kali bilang tadi. Better structure but less captivating. Nah, ini captivating tuh susah banget ya. Captivating tuh susah banget. And we all have our opinions. And kalian harus sadar bahwa readers also have their opinion. Ngerti nggak? Ya, there is no right or wrong again here ya. There is no right or wrong, but readers will have their opinions. And kita nggak bisa, maksudnya satisfy all the readers. We cannot satisfy all the readers, so we can only do the best that we can to portray and convey our story. Ya, jadi nggak ada yang bilang ini lebih bagus, ini segala macam. But we have our opinion which is nice, so we can all learn from these opinions. Okay, last version, ya, last version. Mungkin this is not the last also. There's always like the next version, right, of writing. Okay, Livy, read the last version.
Oh, wow. Nature, rocks, minerals, these are my favorite things. I fell in love with geology during a family vacation when visiting Toba Lake, the largest lake in Indonesia, located in my hometown, North Sumatra. As one of the largest volcanic lakes in the world, Tobalex sparked my curiosity, and as I learned about its history, I gained a new perspective in seeing nature and our planet Earth. As I become a geologist, I always see mountains, rocks, and the Earth from a geological perspective, and stories from Mother Earth never cease to amaze me.
Okay, cool. Type on the chat box how you feel about this essay. We want to learn from everyone here ya. So I want to get everyone's opinion. Jadi kalian juga bisa belajar dari essay yang satu, but you learn from different perspectives because we see the same essay from different glasses gitu ya, from different perspective. And what is your perspective here, Lizzie? This third version.
I'm not sure. I just think that it is just normal. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Livy.
I think
Welly,
Linda, if I
Jamin,
may
yeah,
add a
go.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I see the transition from version 1 to version 3 is that it becomes more personalized. Yang versi 1 itu kelihatannya nih ya, karena kan again you said every reader has its own their own biases ya. Jadi kalau saya lihat versi pertama, kelihatannya motivasinya itu adalah to show off in a good way, bukan negatif ya, show off the knowledge by asking the rhetorical questions, which is a good way I think to captivate, tapi karena kurang structure itu memang membacanya jadi lebih susah. As the version progress to version 2 and 3, show off-nya mulai terasa hilang dan lebih diungkapkan personal passion-nya atau personalized experience-nya. Dan itu yang stand out karena dia come up dengan local element which is Tobalik, dan dia bicara how the Tobalik affects her in a different way, passion-nya, perspektifnya dia sebagai seorang geologist. So I think itu caranya untuk captivate the readers, dan memang lebih flowing sih kalimatnya, lebih mudah dibaca dan lebih flowing. That's my impression.
Thank you, Ellie. Yeah, you're right. Whenever I edit a personal statement, I always want to make it a personal story. So this is her story, gitu ya. And I want her to focus on what's really important for her. And I wanted to show the readers dari mana jatuh cintanya dia tentang apa namanya geologi. Jadi apa sih benih ya, benih apa yang menimbulkan rasa cintanya terhadap biologi. I also wanted to share to the reader bahwa dia ini dari North Sumatra gitu ya. Jadi kayak sesuatu yang very personal, terus dia ada family vacation gitu, Lake Toba segala macam ya. And then also transformasi dia dari yang seorang yang just fell in love with geology gitu ya, terus becoming a geologist. Ngerti nggak? Di dalam satu paragraf yang sama. Jadi kalian bisa ngelihat transformasi dia dari like fell in love with geology to becoming a geologist at the end of the story. Ngerti nggak? Just within the same paragraph. Dan aku bukanya langsung kayak satu kata gitu ya. Jadi it's very interesting to see the transformation. I think this is good because it's more personal, but it may be better if the sentence is more dense. Ya, bisa ya. So again, you know, there is no end to your essay. Itu selalu ada versi 100, versi 120 ya. Same opinion with manifested 3 is like a combination of version 1 and 2. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Jadi ini you can see the transformation, and I hope that you learn also from this transformation. Yeah. All right. So I have a DM. I want to see apa namanya? Contoh dari kalian ya. Kayaknya ada satu dari kalian yang udah DM aku, yang udah berkontribusi. Kita lihat ya tulisannya kayak gimana. Intro for human relation major. Okay. Maybe Welly, do you mind reading this again, please?
Of course, my pleasure. Oke, jadi kalimatnya sebenarnya mulainya dari freedom ya. Cuman ini sekedar info bahwa dia apply untuk human relations major. So let's start from freedom. One thing that Indonesian students don't have. We struggle in identifying our strengths, interests, and even our own identity due to the restraining curriculum and the conservative mentality that society has. School isn't a place where we gain character development or express how we feel. It's a place where our minds are molded into the shape of a classroom, a place where it's better to keep our hearts to ourselves, and a place where grades are valued above our passion. This captive mindset created a gap in Indonesia's workforce because they lack the intellectual skills necessary to become experts in highly skilled occupations and help fulfill changing workplace expectations. I acknowledge that freedom is a crucial force for positive change, and I strive to revive, and I can't see the last words because of it's
Yeah,
maybe finished.
and I strive to revive this freedom.
I see. Okay.
Okay. Wow. Whoa. That's a lot here in one paragraph. Okay, right on the chat. How you feel about this essay? Jadi yang lain juga bisa. Kita kasih feedback yuk sama teman kita yang udah berani banget nih. Berani, aku senang nih, berani dia share essay dia ke yang lain gitu ya. Coba kalian bisa taruh di chatnya ya, biar yang kita biar teman kita juga bisa bikin ini lebih bagus lagi. How do you feel, Welly, by the way, about this essay? Aku suka sih like, oh, gitu kan.
Yeah. I have the same
Powerful
feeling.
ya. Passion.
I have the same feeling like this is a very strong character person. Karena even dari writingnya itu rasanya very emotionally loaded ya, menurut aku ya. Jadi kata-katanya itu very very strong. Well, mungkin dari sisi aku satu, I think this exercise is good, tapi memang belum bisa full ya, and which is why kalau mau full versionnya harus kontak sama Miss Linda karena ini kan hanya opening statement. So sometimes we are tempted to put too much into the opening statement ya, karena ya memang kita exercise-nya cuma bisa opening statement doang. Tapi I think this is with the right direction, tetapi mungkin perlu di make it concise ya. Jadi opening statement-nya itu supaya grabbing people attention, tapi not showing too much. Karena sebenarnya masih ada gitu poin-poin berikutnya di konten, di middle section yang nanti bisa dibahas. Tapi overall, I think the wording, the intention is there to capture people's attention, to show your character. Tetapi mungkin harus lebih dipertajam nih. Sebenarnya yang mau disampaikan apa nih di opening statement ini? Itu yang aku ngerasanya masih belum terlihat jelas, Linda. Problemnya sudah diekspres, which is about freedom, the concept. Tapi how does it relate to you as a person, as an applicant? Itu aku nggak kelihatan terlalu jelas kecuali cuma di final sentence-nya aja. But that's my personal, and I'm an editor. You are the professional one.
No, everyone's opinion counts, right? Even sometimes others see what I don't see, and it's just human nature. We wish that we know everything, that we focus on everything and pay attention to all the details, but sometimes it's just not we are human, like you can say that you're human. So thank you, Welly, that's very very insightful. I'm also reading some of the opinions here on the chat. This is very powerful and moving, and as the student is interested in human relations, it is appropriate and an appropriate anecdote. Ya, jadi benar, ini powerful banget dan moving aja. Pas bacanya aja aku udah kayak my heart is with you. It's very bold and begins by showing a situation to Indonesia, so its readers might want to know more about how this is resolved. Okay, just one thing very important that I just want to point out, just to add to the opinions of everyone. Be very mindful of personal judgment. Be very mindful of personal judgment. I see here a lot of personal judgment. For example, restraining curriculum. Is it restraining curriculum, or you feel that the curriculum restraining to you? Conservative mentality. Do everyone believe that we have a conservative mentality? School isn't a place where we gain character development or express how we feel. Not everyone feels that. Okay? This is your personal judgment. It's a place where our minds are molded into the shape of the classroom, a place where it's better to keep our hearts to ourselves, and a place where grades are valued above our passion. But not everyone has this opinion. If this is your opinion, you should state it as yours, not sort of the generalization of everyone's opinion. Ya, jadi ini personal judgment-nya kencang banget, and I want you to be very careful here. Yeah, this is your personal opinion, so you can say this is how you feel and this is how you think, but do not, do not include the rest of the society of other people to believe what you believe in. Ngerti nggak? Okay. So I want you to really feel to really reflect on this. Yeah. Really want you to reflect on this personal conflict, inner conflict that you have within yourself about your opinion about school, about mentality, about the society around you. Okay? Itu salah satu feedback. Dan itu kayaknya penting banget. Karena aku baca banyak banget esai yang kayak gini. Ya. Okay, thank you so much. So we had a lot of fun. We're running out of time. I want to make sure that we have some time for Q&A. I don't mind for running overtime a little bit. If you are happy to stay, I'm happy to stay also. But I want to finish with sharing some of the important slides that I still have. I want you, when you write your essay, make sure that you touch the mind and touch the heart of the readers. The most powerful essays are the ones that touch your mind and your readers. And why this is important? Yeah, according to the HeartMath Institute research, they find out that the heart is more powerful than the brain. The heart is about 100,000 times stronger electrically and up to 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain. So if you just write with your brain, I'm not sure if you're using the right machine. So I want you to start writing both with your brain and with your heart. Because with that, with this combination, you will create a powerful personal statement for your application success. Okay? Very important. And I want you to reflect on this. This is the formula of making your dreams or creating your dreams into a reality. Yeah. And I use this, in all aspects of my life, is to have an aligned mind, heart, words, and actions. You will get the result or the manifestation that you wish. Itu maksudnya apa? So when your brain tells you that I want to study in Canada, your heart also has to say, I want to study in Canada. And your words, bisa verbally, bisa writing, has also say, I want to study in Canada badly. Yeah. And then in your writing, you can say, I really want to study in Canada. So it's all synchronized. Your actions also has to be synchronized. It means that you work on your application, you write your personal statement, and you submit your application. So everything combined will give you the result that you want. Jangan kayak gini. Kadang-kadang we sabotage ourselves. Ngerti nggak? Jadi misalnya di otak kita, I want to study in Canada. Terus di hati kita, I want to study in Canada. Tapi di mulut kita nih, secara kalian nggak sadari, mungkin bilang, aduh kayaknya study in Canada susah banget deh. Kayaknya aku nggak bisa, bahasa Inggrisku jelek banget. See? Immediately you just cancel everything out. You just sabotage your dream. Jadi I want you to really pay attention to all the holistic parts of your dreams and how you can make everything into reality. Jadi kayak semuanya harus sinkron, semuanya harus align. Ya, ini rumus aku pakai in all aspects in my life. Oke, penting banget. And I know di banyak orang di dunia ini, nggak semua orang ya, again personal judgment, banyak orang discourage us from dreaming. Jadi kalau di bahasa Indonesia itu ada peribahasa jangan mimpi di siang hari bolong gitu ya. But I always believe that everything starts with a dream. Jadi benih mimpilah yang bikin kita achieve our goals. So I want you to be your own genie that you can make and create your own reality. Itu bisa. So I believe that if you really want it and you really believe it, you can achieve it. I have studied overseas, I got all the scholarships that I needed, and I believe that you can too. I believe that you are possible, and I believe that if you believe that you can study in Canada or overseas, that you are possible. Okay, so I truly believe this, and I know that you can. You also can. Okay, I just want to share that I provide a few couple of supports if you wish to get professional support. I do provide a support to create a powerful and successful college and scholarship essays online, so we can meet via Zoom like this, ya, nggak harus kemana-mana, very safe. My package price is 2.2 Indonesian rupiah. Kalau if you are an international student from outside Indonesia, you pay 170. And these are the benefits that you get from paying this price. Yeah, you get a reflection research support. You get my editing assistance. You get a 2-hour essay consultation plus a 30-minute post-editing session for a maximum itu 1,000 words. You will gain a life-changing skill to view your essay from 3 different perspectives, and you can use this in any writing in the future. You will learn practical tools to transform your dreams into reality. I will give you some tips, practical tips how to do this. I will also provide guided relaxation and visualization exercise. And if you are a scholarship applicant, I will actually do what I call the scholarship magnet activation. So don't worry, I'm not a scholarship shaman, ya. Jadi saya bukan dukun beasiswa. I'm a scholarship angel, you can say. Saya malaikat beasiswa. I can only activate this for you, ya. There is no guarantee you will get it because you are in charge to realize and actualize your own dream. But I can help you activate it because I have activated mine. Udah dapat 3 kali ya, so I'm happy to support you. With this support, you will significantly increase your chance in gaining a college admission and scholarship. Ya, kalian bisa screenshot ini. Ada contact details aku di sini. I will also put this information on the chat. You can like and follow my Facebook page. I'm really happy to support you in any way I can. And I have another service also that I would like to share. This also support, very important support for college and scholarship interview preparation. Yeah, for 101,1 juta atau USD 80, you will get a 2-hour coaching for pre, during, and post-interview and practice session. You will learn some relaxation and calming breathing exercise karena biasanya bikin interview fail atau nggak terlalu sukses adalah nervousness, ya, nerve. And you will significantly increase your chance of acing your interview. So if you are interested in gaining professional support from me, I will be very happy and I will be very honored to help you. Yeah. So I'm gonna just put my contact details on the chat before I forget, so we can stay in touch. Hold on. Everyone in the meeting. Okay, so you can follow, and I have that poster up already on my Facebook page, so you can hold on. You can do that. All right. So thank you so much for spending your Saturday morning with me. Wah, almost 2 hours already ya, nggak berasa ya. Time flies when you're having fun. Thank you so much for those of you who have participated and put your feedback and comments on the chat box. And thank you also for CEI again for hosting. I'm very excited. I'm very happy to share today with you. Dan sekarang kayaknya kita Q&A. I'm happy to answer more questions if you have any questions.